Bennett is one of the best characters in Genshin as he provides both offense and defense and also good DPS potential, making him a great fit to any team comps. Usually his E skill has potential to deal a lot of pyro damage, comes with press and charge damage. Press makes him do a single slash while hold makes him either deal 2 slashes or 2 slashes with an explosion damage at the end. When I use the hold skill, it usually doesn't end up doing the whole attack. I end up getting frozen or get hit and I find it difficult to land the combination. So it's most beneficial to just use the press attack of this skill, which will generate much more energy over time due to low cooldown, and one of his passive lowers the cooldown of his E, making so that you can just spam the E skill just by using press. I find it useful to just use the E charge ability when trying to break shields, but again this is only when there are not many enemies around and I know for sure Bennett will land the combination. This leads to his specialty, which is his burst, where this ability is one of the most effective and yet broken ability in the game. This skill gives you healing and increases damage at the same time. This ability makes it so that you can just use Bennett as your only healer and provide damage boost to your whole team by giving percentage of his base attack. How you're going to get increased damage from the skill is by getting attack bonus from his base attack, which means it's attack that comes from his ascension and his weapon. This base attack is not from artifacts like feather and substats, just from ascension and weapon, so it's crucial to level up Bennett to max level, and potentially using weapon that has high base stat is going to be most beneficial to gain damage boost, which I'll go over in detail in the build section. This ability though only heals your characters to 70% of health, which is enough for sustain and healing, and the attack boost actually only applies when active characters are at 70% health. This is the reason why Constellation 1 is really important. This way you can abuse this ability all the time without having any restrictions and get the damage boost all the time. Whether you're trying to use Bennett as a sub DPS or main DPS, the builds will differ, especially because his skills provide healing and damage, where his burst healing scales off his max HP, while you want to use the burst as most often as possible by stacking energy recharge, or you want to deal most damage with Bennett himself. How you want to build Bennett is going to depend on your playstyle and team composition. Hey, how you doing today? Allow me to introduce you to my Bennett build. He's level 90. With a weapon of choice, Festering Desire and Aquilophobonia. For the artifacts, 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Wonders. I would like to use 4-piece Noblesse, but I'm missing 1 piece, so I'm still farming for it. For the feather, attack with energy recharge, crit damage and crit rate on it. For the flower, HP with elemental mastery, crit damage, crit rate on it. For the hourglass, energy recharge with crit damage. Pyro damage bonus with elemental mastery, crit damage, energy recharge. And crit rate with crit damage and some HP on it. For constellation, here's 3 constellation. For the talents, 1 on the normal and charge attack. Level 11 because of the 3rd constellation on the E skill, and level 9 on the Q skill. And generally for the constellation, with the constellation 6, this is going to be really good for pyro DPS. If you have a team where you're using Diluc or Hutao, it's going to change the sword, claymore, polearm to do pyro damage, and it's going to increase 15% pyro damage. So it's a really good constellation, but it's not going to be ideal for most situations because physical damage characters are not going to benefit from this, but some electro characters will benefit from this. Generally, what you want to do is you want to generally wait and see who your main carry is going to be in the future, because we're going to have a lot of new characters coming out. If you do have Constellation 6, I recommend you don't get it, because if you activate it, then pretty much you're done with. Like, you can't deactivate it, right? You should wait until you know for sure that you're going to really benefit from Constellation 6. That's why for me, if I even have Constellation 6, I'm not going to activate it. And for the artifacts, again, you want to go for 4-piece Noblesse. It's going to be the best set to go because you're going to increase additional damage, which I'm going to go in detail and further explain, and it's going to start right now. Support DPS Bennett build is one of the best way to achieve highest DPS potential, as this build will emphasize on Bennett consistently casting his Q skill, providing great offense and healing at the same time. This build will mainly focus on energy recharge. Using high space attack weapon as possible to maximize his Q skill potential is key. Aquila Fobonia comes with the highest space attack in the game, making this weapon good for increasing most damage potential with his Q. Use this weapon if you have it and you're not using this for any main DPS characters. Freedom Sworn comes with high base attack with elemental mastery, making this weapon a great fit if you have it. Skyward Blade is definitely one of the best weapon for Bennett, which comes with 46 base attack and energy recharge as primary stat, making this weapon excellent fit. The Alley Flash comes with 45 base attack with elemental mastery, which makes it decent fit. Out of all 4-star energy recharge weapons, Festering Desire comes with the highest base attack, and the increased crit rate and E-skill damage makes this weapon one of the top choice in terms of maximizing his support capabilities while increasing his damage potential. Other energy recharge weapons are okay to use if you don't have Festering Desire at your disposal. However, their base attack is quite low, but you will be casting the Q skill much more often, which makes it still viable, especially when you're casting the burst consistently for your party. For the artifact choices, 4-piece Noblesse is going to be one of the best set to go. This 4-piece will give your Bennett extra 20% increased attack to your party members after he uses his Q skill, making this 4-piece set a top priority in building support DPS Bennett. Increasing damage for the burst while getting extra attack increase is no-brainer, and going for this set will provide huge damage boost to your team. If another party member is using 4-piece set, then you can swap out to 2-piece Crimson, 2-piece Wonders, or 2-piece Gladiator to maximize Bennett's potential. If you're just starting out, 4-piece Instructor set works extremely well, as this set gives elemental mastery to your whole team after using the E skill. 4-piece Exile is another great set to run for energy recharge ability. This is a really great fit. For the Sands, go for energy recharge or HP percent or pyro damage bonus on the cup, healing bonus, HP percent or crit rate or crit damage on the hat. Generally going for energy recharge on the Sands, HP percent on the cup, and healing bonus on the hat will be best at maximizing support capabilities while doing really good healing. This is where a lot of thinking has to be involved. If your Bennett is healing enough, then equipping him with pyro damage bonus and crit rate or crit damage might actually be better, increasing his damage potential while still getting the energy recharge so that he can spam his Q would actually be even better, especially in situations where you need a little more damage. For substats, look for mainly energy recharge, attack percent, HP percent, elemental mastery, crit rate or crit damage. Generally, if you're running full support and don't care about Bennett's damage, then energy recharge and HP percent mainly would fit well. If you're going more of a DPS Bennett build, this is where you still need to prioritize on attack percent, crit rate, and crit damage. But you still need to focus on energy recharge, as this substat is going to either make your Bennett good or great. For Bennett's best team comp, he actually fits well in all team comps, making this 4-star a great fit. He can fit in quite well along with any pyro carry, making him Robin to your main DPS Batman. Extra 20% increased attack from prior resonance is great to have. Pretty much gonna do extremely well with Hydro teams. You can just come right in, use the burst, then you can swap out to any Hydro carries and use their burst to do maximum vaporize while getting the damage boost from the Q. Bennett and Mona combo is actually one of the most broken combination out there, where these two characters will be enough to increase the damage for your team, even surpassing numbers that can be analyzed by the human eye. Bennett will be a top candidate when pairing him with Anemo characters, as he will dramatically increase damage for them, and it will be a great fit, especially if you're pairing him with Xiao, and you will see massive increase in damage, and Kazuha and Bennett together will greatly increase your party's damage potential. Not to mention Sucrose, as she will fit quite well with him, which you will see too much damage increase with these Anemo characters. Geo teams will do great with him. The best way to increase Zhongni's burst damage is through Bennett, as Geo don't get increased damage from Bennett set or from Elemental Mastery. And lastly, the melt combinations that benefit, especially if you're using cryo main DPS. Bennett will rise to the top as support, as cryo main DPS can easily apply melt with the increased attack from the burst. Bennett has to be one of the top support character in Genshin. If you happen to have him, he'll definitely be in your team, especially in Spell Abyss, as Bennett is enough as a healer for your team, and his damage capabilities being pyro and also increasing damage is so broken, he might actually be a 6-star character. Investing in Bennett is not going to be the worst thing you can do. Using primals to make your Bennett better might be the best investment you ever did. While you're on cruise control, help your boy out with a subscription. Thanks for watching. My name is Aiden, and I will see you in the next video.